We all need that connection, eye to eye, face to face, whether it be digitally or not. Hello, my mindful humans. Welcome back to Nourish. I'm Mike, and I want to start doing some shorter videos in this series called Let's Talk About, where I talk about just different things in my life, mentally, physically, diet related, whatever it might be. And the first one I want to talk about today is loneliness and the importance of connection, okay? And this is something that I have been living with. I feel like this is something that most people have been living with, going through COVID. We're in the middle of our second lockdown in Toronto. It just got extended again, so the yoga studios are closed for the foreseeable future. We don't know when they're going to reopen. Before the COVID-19 pandemic, I was teaching at least 12 yoga classes a week. I was, in 3 different yoga communities. I was seeing hundreds of students hugging, connecting, hearing about what's going on in their lives. And it was something that I really took for granted and didn't realize how much it was impacting me until several months into the first lockdown, really. And then starting to realize that it actually meant a lot to me to see people's faces and to be there physically with them and hugging them and having that physical connection, that emotional connection with people. That it was something that basically just disappeared once I went into my first kind of mandatory quarantine. When I traveled and I came back to Toronto the day before we locked down. And I started doing this YouTube channel actually the day after that, because I just thought that this was my first access point to staying connected to a community. I was originally just for my yoga students, hoping that they would practice yoga with me. And it's since grown to much more than I was expecting. It's still a pretty small channel in the grand scheme of things, but getting messages from people around the world thanking me for the yoga, thanking me for the recipe videos, is something that actually has a big impact on me, and is a way of me staying connected to people out there, that a lot of them that I don't even know what they look like, and I've never even met them, right? So if you're one of those people, thank you. You actually are having an impact on my experience of loneliness and my ability to kind of feel connection. So it's something that means a lot, and just like finding ways that you can connect to a community, starting to get creative, stepping out of this victim mode of 2020 sucks and I can't do it and it's too much, and all of those things might seem really true. And I challenge you to step out of that experience and to find real connection in your life with even one person. Don't underestimate how important it is to have one person where you feel that you can open up to them and let them know how you're actually feeling. It's definitely something that I have been very aware of, how much I've been experiencing loneliness. So I'm now just over 1.5 years out of a breakup. I was in a relationship for 14 years with my ex. It was kind of a traumatic breakup. There was cheating involved on his side and stuff like that. And it was really something that took me quite a while to realize how much it was impacting me from the perspective of loneliness, right? I was really aware pretty early on how much I like to be alone, right? So being alone is not a problem. Having solitude, space from society, space from other people, that is something that I really value and I actually really relish in a lot of the time. But there's a big difference between being alone and experiencing loneliness, okay? And loneliness is something that affects almost everybody, right? If you, at some point in your life, you've probably experienced being lonely. And the thing is that there is a lot of research to show how impactful loneliness is on your overall health, right? I've heard the statistic that loneliness can be more detrimental to your mortality than smoking 15 cigarettes a day or being morbidly obese, okay? And those two things, I think most people are aware how impactful they are to the health. Loneliness can affect you mentally and even physically on so many different levels. And it's been something that I've just been really trying to be aware of, how often I let myself slip into that kind of dark place of being lonely and feeling like victim, like I don't have anyone around. It's just me and Mr. B, my dog. And he's amazing, but he's not very good at holding conversation, and I do have a support network. I want to be clear, I have good friends that I can reach out to. And I also know that I don't reach out as often as maybe I should reach out to some people, right? So this is something that I just wanted to talk about this and put this out into the kind of the YouTube sphere here on my channel, that there's nothing to be ashamed of with being lonely, okay? And it's something that when you can start to admit to yourself that you might be experiencing loneliness, that you might be experiencing disconnection, it's something that you want to start to try to improve, okay? And the first thing is just connecting to the people in your life that you might be distancing yourself from. So make that phone call, do that FaceTime, get onto a Zoom call, join a group, something like that that's out there. I can tell you how much more alive I feel even after just doing one of my Zoom cooking classes or teaching a yoga class over Zoom, seeing faces, connecting with other human beings. It's such an important thing for humans in general. We are a species that evolved to be part of a community, right? And there are not very many people that do well in solitude for extended periods of time, right? Solitude can be amazing to kind of find clarity and to find self-growth, and it's something that only can last for so long before we all need that connection, eye to eye, face to face, whether it be digitally or not. And I think that's more or less what I wanted to say, right? So I just wanted to really put it out there that, like, if you're feeling lonely, find a way to connect with people, okay? Get out and find somebody in your life that you might not be realizing that they're open to connecting with. There's somebody there that's wanting to support you, hear what you have to say, hear what's going on in your life. Even if you think it's not that important or not that exciting right now, there's somebody out there that cares and wants to know more, okay? So please stay connected to your community, okay? This is a community. I'm really happy to have you as part of my YouTube channel. You can join my Patreon, you can follow me on social media, and just another way to have connection. Social media can really be something that distances you from connection if you allow it to be, and it's also an amazing tool to stay connected to the people in your life, right? Maybe not scrolling constantly and comparing other people's posts to your life, but more like as a way to connect to those people you haven't seen in a while through, Messenger or even Facebook calls, whatever it might be, so that you can start to see people's faces and connect to them and feel that you are not completely alone out there, okay? Keep moving your body, keep nourishing your body, stay connected to your community, and I will see you again really soon.